روبن استلند، کارگردان سوئدی، جامعه مدرن رو به زبانی طنز و هجو به تصویر میکشه. شخصیت‌های اصلی فیلم‌های او همیشه نگران رسوایی‌های اجتماعی هستند. از اینکه اعتبارشون رو در جامعه از دست بدن و اطرافیان تصویر بدی از اونها در ذهن داشته باشن. این انسان‌ها با بحران‌های پی در پی روبرو میشن و در حالی که گوشه رینگ گیر کردن تصمیم‌های غلطی میگیرن. جامعه از اونها انتظار داره که به خاطر اشتباهاتشون عذرخواهی کنن. ولی این شخصیت‌ها به خاطر تعصبات و نقاط ضعفشون قادر به این کار نیستن.
Ja, alltså vilken del av det jag sa förstod du inte. Vi står här tills någon erkänner det.
Ja, men hur länge tänker du vänta på det?
Ja, det är helt upp till den personen som har gjort det här.
Jag syns det är konstigt att inte du bara kan erkänna vad som skedde.
Väl lever du in i min avgång? Du ska slägga här.
Jag ska visst vara, du ska be om ursäkt för en gång.
استلند کارش رو با مستند ساختن درباره اسکی شروع کرد و در 25 سالگی به مدرسه فیلمسازی رفت و متوجه شد که به داستانگویی به روش‌های متداول فیلم‌های هالیوودی علاقه‌ای ندارد.
That were the point where I felt like, okay, I want to do films where I am like Haneke, you know, like it's or Harmony Korine. These were the kind of, or Roy Andersson. Those were the ones that were inspiring, and I had great experiences watching their films.
او با دومین فیلم بلندش در سال 2008 به اسم اینوالنتری برای اولین بار در بخش نوعی‌نگاه جشنواره کن شرکت کرد. فیلم روایتگر چند خط داستانی مجزاست که شباهت‌هایی به هم دارند.
There was a friend of me that told me he was going down to the Alps on a bus journey, and he broke the curtain in the toilet of this bus, and he didn't think that much about it. Tried to put it up, it didn't work really, and then when he came back into the bus again, the bus driver was really upset. That's a classical dilemma. You have two options or more, none of them are easy. Because if you're saying it was me, it's going to be embarrassing for you. And if you're not saying anything, yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe it's going to be even worse. And there was this moment when you have not said something, and the bus driver went over, and instead of driving away and continuing the journey, he turns off the bus and he says, actually, I will not continue before the one who did this confesses. And then you have a small window when you can say, hey, it was me. But if you miss that window, it's going to be harder and harder all the time to admit that it was you.
او سال 2010 خرس طلای برلین رو برای بهترین فیلم کوتاه برد. سال 2014 و ساخت فیلم فورس ماژور نقطه عطفی در کارنامه این فیلمساز بود. فیلم در بخش نوعی‌نگاه جشنواره کن جایزه هیئت داوران رو برد. داستان مردی که در موقع خطر بدون کمک به خانواده‌اش فرار میکنه.
What I thought was interesting when the idea of the avalanche came up and the father is running away was of course that this was something that have not been portrayed very much in cinema. I think the most reproduced character in cinema is probably the woman as a sex object, but then the second most reproduced character is the man as a hero. And suddenly this man is acting in a totally opposite way. And I started to read sociological investigations about ferry catastrophes, for an example. I read an investigation about ferry catastrophes from Titanic to Estonia. And you could look on the percentage of survivors that the one that survives are men in a certain age. And the one that dies are women and children. And this goes totally opposite against the myth about Titanic.
نکته جالب درباره این فیلمساز تاکید او درباره منابع الهامیه که برای ساخت فیلمهاش داشته.
As soon as I realized I wanted to film something in a bus where the passengers freaks out, I immediately YouTube to try to find references that amateurs have been filming. And there's a clip that you can check when you get home. It's idiot Spanish bus driver almost kills students. And you will see that I have ripped that off completely. So And people get quite disappointed when they see it before they go to see the film, because then they don't think this one was not scary at all. They think when you see that one, but it's so beautiful. And what I like about couch rides and being in a bus is that we should trust this bus driver. And if we find out that he's completely mad, when should we revolt?
در سال 2017 او با فیلم مربع نخل طلای جشنواره کن رو برد. ترکیب تمام دغدغه‌های قبلی این فیلمساز این بار در قالب زندگی مردی مرفه که مدیریت موزه‌ای رو به عهده داره.
I felt that the contemporary art scene is so much about collecting pieces that have a value, an economical value, and the art scene is not used that much when you come to these museums to try to explore who we are as human beings, what kind of society we want.
May 3031. Exhibition, non-exhibition. An evening conversation that explores the dynamics of the exhibitable and the construction of publicness in the spirit of Robert Smithson's sight, non-sight.
You know that first text that Elisabeth Moss is reading for Claes Bang's character, the exhibition, non-exhibition, blub, blub, blub. It was actually a professor at the fine art department of the university, where I'm a professor at the film directing or the film department. And one day he had sent out this text to all the teachers in the school, and I thought it was hilarious. And I tried to read it, and I tried to understand what he meant, and I stole it, and I put it into the film, and I have still not asked for permission. But he pretends that he have not written the text nowadays. Terry Nortory's character, his name is Oleg because there's a Russian performance artist that is called Oleg Kulik. And he have been doing some great performances. One he did in Stockholm where he was playing a dog. And there was a big sign next to him in the gallery where he was performing, and it said, "Beware of the dog." And people that didn't respect this, he attacked them. And it went so far that he actually bit the chief curator's daughter in the leg, so they had to call the police. He didn't let go. Now you have to stop, now it's over. No. I'm a dog. I can't listen to what you are saying.
اصلا در مصاحبه‌اش تاکید میکنه که فیلمساز در قبال تصویری که میسازه مسئوله.
Robert Saviano, that wrote the book Gomorrah about the mafia in Neapel, said that a couple of months after Quentin Tarantino movie had been released in the world, the young gangsters in Neapel started to shoot with a gun on the side like this, like in the gangsta style grip. And the consequences of that is that it's very hard to hit each other. So the shootout became much longer and much more bloody, and the police had a mess cleaning up afterwards. Even if it's so irrational, people are imitating this. And I think we have to look at human being from that kind of perspective. Even how irrational it is, we are still not being able to sort it out from our brain, and it still is going to affect our behavior.
روبن استلند در جشنواره کن 2022 با فیلم مثلث اندوه حضور داره. فیلمی که بسیاری از منتقدها منتظر دیدن اون هستند.
If you look on the different aspects of being able to climb in a class society, you can say that money and education is very important, but beauty is also an aspect that can make you climb in class society. When you start to look at the fashion industry from the male model perspective, it's happened something very interesting, because the male models are paid maybe 1/4 of what the women are paid. They are one of the few professions where men actually is making less money than women. And they also can use the currency, the looks and the sexuality in order to open up doors. There are possibilities in that industry to do that. But at the same time, it's a very, very short career. What I wanted to do was like to take look at the currency in beauty and youth, and look at it from 3 different kind of worlds. First in the fashion world, and then we take the 2 main characters, that is this couple, the male and the female model, to a luxury yacht. But unfortunately, the luxury yacht goes under, and billionaires and models and a cleaning lady from the yacht is flushed up on a beach of a deserted island. And suddenly all the hierarchies are gone. And it turns out that the cleaning lady knows how to fish and to make fire, so and she ends up in the top of the hierarchy. So the hierarchies are flipped. And now comes the interesting question: what will then the male main character Carl do with his beauty currency? Will he use it in some way, or what will be the ways that he's going to use this currency?